Hey, I'm Tashaka Armstrong, and thank you for joining us for another edition of Tech for the Rest of Us. Now, many of us are on the hunt for the perfect product, whether that's the perfect mobile accessory or the perfect home theater entertainment product, the perfect keyboard, whatever the case may be. And companies don't always hit the nail on the head when it comes to providing perfection, but one such company may have come pretty close to that. Razer just recently announced their low-profile mechanical keyboard, and I have to tell you, if you're somebody who does serious hardcore typing, this just may be the answer to all your tactile dreams. I'm going to do something I never do for a review. I'm going to begin with the things I don't like about a product. Why do that? Because I've been so enamored with Razer's new mechanical mobile keyboard that I don't want to come off as a fanboy. Admittedly, I clearly am. So if you're a serious typist, I'm just going to jump to the final conclusion right now and tell you right now, run out, go get this keyboard. The caveats are far outweighed by the positives. The keyboard itself has some key placement choices which will take some getting used to, but what's more awkward in terms of placement is the kickstand. Sure, it works great as it allows you to place your iPad into the right viewing angle for you. Also, it's metal, feels real robust, like it's going to last you longer than you'll have that iPad, but it does increase the footprint of your setup. You won't be opening this up on a plain tray with the keyboard attached, and those little cafe tables at Starbucks will feel even more cramped when you're keyboarding away. It's also a little finicky when you're folding it back up. You actually have to push it back into place with two hands, and even then, sometimes it doesn't fully fall back into place. It kind of clicks back in with a little magnetic click when you actually get it right. This mechanical keyboard case, also, it's heavy. It feels extremely well built, like a tank, but it also feels like it weighs as much as one. My final complaint is with Bluetooth and how they handle the keyboard sleeping. It kind of doesn't. When you haven't used it for a bit, it automatically powers down completely. I know, first world problems, right? But that's it. Those are my complaints, the downsides you need to be aware of if you're going to buy. What you get in the hardware of the mechanical keyboard is a power button on the right side of the device. You also get the Bluetooth pairing button up top, a dedicated key. In the upper right-hand corner of the keyboard are two LED lights which will blink red, blue, or green depending on the status of your keyboard and its current battery charge. The top row of function keys allows you to control keyboard backlighting, screen brightness, media controls, home and lock functions, your standard iOS functions and controls. Everything feels like it'll last you through your next zombie apocalypse, with the only thing the hardware doesn't stand up to being fingerprints. And yeah, though it's a matte finish, it really soaks up fingerprints. The keyboard cover and kickstand all do. Speaking of the cover, it has all the usual cutouts for your iPad. The kickstand is attached to its back, and there's a hinge at the bottom which attaches magnetically to the other half of the hinge on the keyboard portion. The magnet is quite strong, so no worries about an accidental disconnect, though you're not actually connected via Apple's smart connector anyway, so that's really not a big deal. I am a tech reviewer, but I'm also a fan of tech, and so this keyboard right here for me represents typist nirvana. Yes, these low-profile mechanical keys are a revelation in mobile productivity for those of us who spend considerable time putting fingers to key and thought to touchscreen. The clicky sounds are awesome, and the tactile feedback, all the feels. The Zag Slimbook feels like it has deeper travel, but the responsiveness and feedback from Razer's keyboard is light years ahead of its competitors. Key spacing is solid, and I had fewer mistakes on this keyboard than any mobile keyboard I've had the pleasure of reviewing. What's interesting to me from a visual perspective is that the keys actually look smaller than some of its competitors, which you would think would make the keyboard feel more cramped and lead to typos, but I didn't experience either issue. At no point did this keyboard feel cramped, and as I stated previously, accuracy was definitely high. This is where I'll spend my money when it comes time to buy a keyboard. Matter of fact, a coworker who also had the iPad Pro 12.9 and the Create keyboard, along with Apple's own smart keyboard cover, expressed his hate for me after giving him a test run with this keyboard. Hatred for the fact that he now has to buy another keyboard. At the end of the day, though, is this keyboard for you? If you're into clicky keys and that tactile feedback of old school keyboards, look no further. If you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about when I say mechanical keyboard, but miss the old days of chunky desktop keyboards with their reassuring click and key travel, then you definitely need to try this out. It is big, it is bulky, and it will definitely be a turnoff to the Apple elitist gram counters who need everything wafer thin and ultra light. But for those of us who favor function over form, or just appreciate highly functional tech, which also has great form, Razer's mechanical keyboard is definitely a winner. Today, it is truly unlike anything else on the market. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I was busy playing with my keyboard here. So I've run you through it. I've shown you what it's all about. I've told you what it's all about. And now if you're interested, you need to hear what it's all about. Your neighbors are gonna hear it plenty too as you're having fun typing away. Hey, thank you for watching. And of course, if there are any questions I haven't answered in the video, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll get to them. As always, I'm glad you're with us. See you on the next video.